The story begins in the heart of Silicon Valley, where the pace of innovation is matched only by the intensity of its rivalries. Antonio Neri, HPE's CEO, stood before a panoramic window, reflecting on the recently closed $14 billion acquisition of Juniper Networks. He saw this not just as a business deal, but as a masterstroke that positioned HPE at the epicenter of the transformation of IT, where AI and networking are converging. By integrating Juniper's AI-native networks, HPE could now offer a complete, secure portfolio from edge to cloud, a combination that was expected to double the size of HPE's networking business. Juniper's former CEO, Rami Rahim, who now led the combined networking behemoth, believed they had a unique opportunity to disrupt the networking industry with a network purpose-built for AI. Meanwhile, Jensen Huang's Nvidia had become a force of nature. In late 2025, its market cap soared, making it the first company to hit a staggering $4.5 trillion valuation. This meteoric rise was fueled by an insatiable demand for its AI chips. The company was at the center of multi-billion-dollar infrastructure deals, including a planned investment in OpenAI of up to $100 billion to build data centers filled with Nvidia's powerful GPUs. As one analyst note cited, Nvidia has a very compelling product that was central to the AI boom. In other boardrooms, fresh leadership was taking charge to navigate the AI-driven future. At Kaseya, CEO Rania Saka welcomed a new Chief Revenue Officer and Chief Technology Officer, stating they were at a pivotal moment for the industry. The new CTO's mission was to unify over 40 products into a single, intelligent AI-first platform. Overarching Cisco, a significant leadership shuffle saw Mark Patterson, a veteran with deep corporate strategy experience, named the new Chief Financial Officer. These changes signaled a broader industry-wide shift to recalibrate expertise for the challenges ahead. However, beneath the surface of these monumental achievements, a persistent economic unease loomed. The tech labor market showed signs of strain, with IT unemployment spiking to 3.5% as tech positions across the economy fell significantly. Analysts attributed this to a wait-and-see mode among enterprises, spooked by concerns over the effects of tariffs and dampened consumer demand. An IDC research note warned, "The reality of a slowing economy and rising unemployment will have a direct impact on IT spending." The actions of these titans sent ripples across the entire tech ecosystem, creating both opportunities and vulnerabilities. The HPE Juniper merger sent shockwaves through the channel partner community. Long-standing alliances were suddenly in question, and competitors swooped in, trying to poach anxious partners who feared product overlap and shifting incentives. The very structure of the tech channel industry was being tested, forcing partners to reconsider their allegiances and business models almost overnight. Nvidia's dominance created a two-tiered system. Giants like Meta and Google, along with cloud providers like CoreWeave, which had Nvidia as a large shareholder, engaged in a massive AI infrastructure arms race, signing deals worth tens of billions of dollars for smaller startups and research institutions. However, accessing the latest Nvidia hardware became a prohibitive challenge, threatening to widen the innovation gap and consolidate power in the hands of a few. Inside companies like Kaseya and Cisco, new executives had to prove their worth rapidly. The new CTO at Kaseya worked to integrate dozens of products into a unified AI platform, while Cisco's new CFO, Mark Patterson, was immediately tasked with steering the company's finances through the economic uncertainty, especially after the company reported strong earnings and a growing demand for its AI infrastructure. Their every move was scrutinized by boards and shareholders demanding quick wins. The massive investments in AI data centers came with a heavy price. Energy consumption skyrocketed, drawing scrutiny from regulators and environmental groups. Internally, CFOs scrambled to manage cloud spending and justify the enormous capital expenditure, while the specter of new global tax regulations and e-invoicing requirements added another layer of financial complexity. The simmering tensions came to a head at CNOPS, the year's premier tech conference. The event became a pressure cooker. HPE and Nvidia, once partners, now engaged in a subtle but fierce war of words over the future of AI infrastructure. HPE touted its integrated AI-native network fabric, while Nvidia flaunted its raw processing power and sprawling ecosystem. Meanwhile, leaders from across the industry grappled with a critical dilemma. Should they pour resources into the booming AI sector? Despite the economic headwinds and rising tariffs that were causing customer procurement cutbacks, the advice from analysts was to prioritize security, reliability, and trust in these uncertain times. In the aftermath, a new, more complex tech landscape began to crystallize, defined not by individual players, but by powerful, competing ecosystems. HPE, with its full-stack networking and cloud capabilities, was now a formidable challenger to traditional networking giants. Nvidia's valuation was more than a number. It was a gravitational pull, locking in an ecosystem of partners, developers, and cloud providers. The companies that thrived were those, like Kaseya and Cisco, that had invested in new leadership and a sharp focus on AI-driven, secure solutions. The economic uncertainty and shifting tariff policies, rather than halting progress, had forced a brutal but necessary evolution. The race was no longer for the fastest chip or the smartest acquisition, but for the most resilient, intelligent, and trusted ecosystem in a world running on AI. I hope you enjoyed this story built from the year's biggest headlines. Would you be interested in a deeper dive into any of these specific events, such as the strategies behind the HPE Juniper merger or the details of the economic pressures facing the industry?